Hey guys, Samir Swali here. The majority of us want to be happy, but we have no idea what we want to do. Should we focus on making more money? Should we focus on pursuing our passions? Or should we sell all our possessions and go be a monk in the mountains? So everyone seems to have a different formula. But in today's video, I'm going to be showing you a proven method that has been around for hundreds, if not thousands of years. You see, the Japanese have a concept called Ikigai, and that roughly translates to the reason for being. So in order to be happy, you need to spend your time doing something with Ikigai. But this is easier said than done because there are 4 components to Ikigai. And without all 4, you will never truly be able to achieve Ikigai. So the first component is that it needs to be something that you love. We all have things that make us feel good, things that just make us stop thinking and give us short bursts of energy for that period of time to help us be present and to make us aware of the things that are happening around us. Now, technical people can call this flow state, but the majority of people refer to this as love. That's why so many of us enjoy the arts, like music, dancing, reading, writing, because these things essentially help us focus on the present moment and we fall in love with it. And that's why we fall in love with one another, because we forget about everything else and we just give all our attention into that one specific thing. Now, I don't truly need to get into the details of this component because we all share it and we've all felt it and we all know what it feels like when we love something. So the second component of Ikigai is a little bit more tricky. It needs to be something that the world needs. So I guess you see our brains, yeah? They've kind of been rewired and programmed for us to feel needed when we're needed in the community, if that makes sense. Like back in the day when it was the Neanderthals and the cavemen and that, everyone had a part to play. So in the community, you would have a chef, you would have a doctor, you would have a labourer who made all the houses in the village. Everybody was just as important as the next person because they had a pivotal and vital role to play in the community. Everyone was as important as each other. Essentially, everybody had their purpose and was supplying a service or a product that the community needed. Whilst doing that, everybody could see the positive effect and change that it had on the community. But it's not the case nowadays. Nowadays, people are in a 9-to-5, they're in an office job and they can't see the value or the positive change that they're providing because they're not. It kind of feels like the work that we're doing isn't really helping anyone. And it kind of feels like if you were to quit your job today, then no one would really care. So to summarize that point, it needs to be something that the world needs. Something that can make a visible positive impact around yourself and the people around you. Okay, now the third component of Ikigai is it has to be something that you can get paid well for. You want to get that bread, you want to get that shmoney. Now, before I carry on, I know there's going to be a couple people in the comments, or you're going to be thinking it and you're going to be thinking, whoa, Samir, slow down, my G. You don't need money. Money won't make you happy. It's not the root of happiness. But really and truly, without the money, you won't be able to pay your bills, you won't have a roof over your head, you won't be able to drive your car, you won't be able to eat food. So you get me? It kind of is important. And then the reason it is important is because without enough money, you're going to spend a lot of time stressing out, wondering how you're going to get by, and that in itself causes a lot of stress and unhappiness. It's not enough just to be making some money. You need to be getting paid well enough to live a comfortable life. For example, if you're making £30,000 a year, that salary would be good if you're living in Morocco, but that would barely cover your rent in Toronto or New York or London. So according to Ikigai, if you're not making enough money to live without stress, you will never really achieve happiness. And now the fourth and final component of Ikigai is it needs to be something that you're good at. Now, caveat. This doesn't mean that you need to be born being excellent at something. It just means that you need to be able to put in the time and effort required for you to become great at something. For example, if you want to be like a motivational speaker, yeah, you might not be the greatest person at doing that right away. You're gonna have obstacles. You're gonna feel nervous speaking to people, and you're gonna feel super shy. But if you persevere and you practice and practice and practice, eventually you'll kill it. And you'll be super confident, and you'll be able to deliver amazing talks and lectures in front of tens, hundreds, if not thousands of people. So this concept is about being able to become good at something, not necessarily start at being good at something. There's no really much fulfillment in that. The reason that you manage to go from being bad at something into very good is because of the hard work and dedication that it took to get there and the applause and recognition that you get for that. and that in itself will give you the fulfillment and happiness in Ikigai. Now, the interesting thing about this Japanese formula is it can tell you exactly where you are in life and what it is that you need to work on. So if all you have is something that you're good at and something that you love, then that is your passion. People that fall into this category are aspiring artists or singers. People who are super passionate about what they do, but they haven't really found a way to get paid for their skills. If you think that you fall into this category, then what you need to do is you need to focus on marketing yourself, getting yourself out there, which will help you eventually to get paid for what it is that you do. On the other hand, if you have something that you love and the world needs it, then you have what is called a mission. A lot of people who fall into this category are sort of activists or vegans or people who want to save planet. These are people who, like I said, want to see a positive change in the world but lack the ability to do public speaking or to influence their friends or the public to sway with them in their mission. So I would suggest practicing the power of influence. Now, if you have something that you're good at and something that pays you well, if you fall into that category, then you have what is called a profession. Yes, I'm talking about that boring, dull 9 to 5 that you're working, where you're not really seeing how your work is actually helping people, and you're just quite frankly fed up. And if you fall in this category, you need to find out what it is that you love doing by trying loads and loads of new things. And if you fall in the category of getting paid well and doing something that the world needs, then you have what is called a vocation. So people in this category like doctors or dentists, something that they're providing a service that the world needs and they're getting paid incredibly well for it. But what they tend to do is they tend to fall into a habit of repeating the same thing every single day. And by doing that, they're not challenging themselves, and it's sort of stunting their growth. They're not really progressing. So I urge people in this category to challenge yourself every single day, and by doing that you will get better. So that's it, guys, and remember, according to the Japanese concept, in order to be truly happy and to achieve Ikigai, you need to be doing something that you love, be doing something that pays you very well, be providing a service that the world needs, and doing something that you're good at. Without all four, you'll always feel like you are missing something inside of you. Please give me a like, a subscribe, help the algorithm push it, leave me a comment down below, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.